Okay, right now we'll be working on this Spring 2011 Math 115 Test 3, number 20. The question is, we need to graph the solution region for this inequality. Sometimes instead of saying graph the solution region, sometimes the question only say graph this inequality, or simply say solve this inequality. Now notice that this is an inequality with two variables. Therefore, if we need to solve it, it can be done only by graphing. Now that's the first thing. Second thing, need to say that when we try to solve this problem, a lot of students try to solve this by first converting this into the slope-intercept form. I hope you see that with the three-step method I taught you in class, you will see that to be unnecessary. Now remember the three-step things we need to do. The first thing we will do is to find the boundary in which we set the inequality becomes an equation. Now, even if you need to solve this into the slope-intercept form, do not try to do that right away from this inequality. You do the boundary first, and then you solve for y, in which you will get the slope-intercept form. But I don't recommend you to do that because, well, this is a general form in which that very likely doing it by intercept method is actually easier. You see that if I try to find the x-intercept, I hope you remember, x-intercept is when the y equals to 0, right? When the y equals to 0, you will have for the y equals to 0, therefore we will have 4x equals to -12, x equals to -3. Therefore, the x-intercept is -3, 0. And if I need to find the y-intercept, and to find y-intercept, we always set the x equals to 0. We'll have -3y equals to -12, right? When x equals 0, see what happened, and then therefore y equals to 4. That way we get the y-intercept is 0, 4. You see that when it comes to general form, again, it is a lot, very likely that it is a lot easier to be done by the intercept method. Unless the inequality to start with already in slope-intercept form, then you do the boundary, set the inequality becomes equal sign, and then from there you find what is the slope, what is the y-intercept, and then you graph it. But since this is in general form, you set it to equal sign. It is usually again easier to solve by intercept method. Now once we get the x and the y-intercept, what I will do is to graph the line, which is the boundary. The x-intercept is -3, 0, and the y-intercept is 0, 4. Now, I already have in mind that later on we know that the boundary will be a solid, right? Even though we will do it in step 3, but right now we can notice that already that the boundary later on will be a solid line. Now that's step 1. Step 2, the test. Again, we will use a point, not underline, to test. Usually, as I taught you in class, we use test the 0, 0. If 0, 0 is a solution to this inequality, if 0, 0 is a solution to this inequality, then we will shade the region containing 0, 0. Let's say this is 0 less than equals to -12. Is it right? I don't think so. So we will shade the region because 0, 0 is not a solution to this inequality, then 0, 0 is not the solution. Therefore, the region which is the solution will be the region not containing 0, 0. And lastly, the third step, you see, which is the easiest one, because this has inequality sign on the boundary, equal sign on the boundary, then the boundary will be a solid line. Okay, now I should have shaded first earlier once I'm done with step 2. Okay, now if the inequality does not have equal sign there, then you remember you need to change this when you draw the line, make it into dashes, or some people call that a broken line. Okay, that's for Spring 2011 Math 115 Test 3, number 20.